Welcome to the Triple Barrel Podcast.
Yo, man. I was curious. We didn't really get into this earlier, but you said you've been doing comedy 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And you've only been in town for 2 weeks.
Right.
Like, you got any type of like plan for comedy while you're down here, or you just kind of feeling it out? Well, we both run shows, Jackson and I.
Okay.
Right. So you should come on out to those things, but. Like, what are you thinking about? Like, what do you think you're going to do?
Well, I did the mics over the years at the High Tone and P&H and Jake's Growlers. Growlers, was it?
Yeah.
So I did all that stuff. And to be honest, like, this just seemed like I want to see what happens with everything in live performance for the next 6 months and just keep the internet stuff cooking at the same time.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
I agree. I don't know if y'all heard, but you know the city's reversing the fucking
water.
With the COVID thing, the COVID restrictions on
What, as far as like
capacity and shit.
Wait,
What do you mean? What do you mean reverse?
Well, you know how
Take
we're on
away?
50%. Remember we were on 50% capacity and
full capacity now?
Yeah, we're at full capacity. You can do full capacity, but you still have to be 6 feet. So
Okay.
Which I don't know how that works.
Right.
But it's like you can have like
The
instead of
math
four
doesn't add
folks,
up.
instead of having 4 folks to the table, you can have 6 people to the table. It's gonna, and I think they're gonna take away the decibel thing too. So
The what thing?
the decibel, like I heard about this rule and it's true. You can't have live music like during Corona because of decibels. Like people couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you can only do like spoken word, stand-up comedy,
Really?
or acoustics.
That ain't bad.
Well, yeah, well,
I mean, for
some venues,
for the people in this room at least. You know?
Yeah,
some
that's
venues,
what I'm saying.
For some venues, it didn't work out. I host an open mic at the High Tone and at Growlers, right? And those are both live music venues.
Right.
Yeah.
And so 80%.
They draw a lot of people in with those live venues, like specifically like local shows.
Yeah, 80% of their, I mean, beyond local shows, man, they got like, I was talking to a dude from the High Tone. He was saying like 75% of his booked gigs are from guys from out of town passing through, right? He's like a watering hole for a lot of certain types of bands to keep on going with some money in their pocket to the next town.
No, I've seen some blue chip people actually come through Growlers before.
What's blue chip mean?
Like they could be playing FedEx Forum or like the New Daisy, and they just chose to do the Growlers because it was a stop on the way.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Fucking Teskey Brothers.
Oh, I have no idea who they are, but
They're
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
they're Australian
Country?
soul band.
Oh, okay.
Australian.
It's
soul?
it's white dudes and they play soul music or whatever. And
This is
they're
probably a
pretty fucking
bucket list
good.
stop for them then to come here to Memphis because they probably came for like the International Blues Challenge or some shit.
No, they just came and they did Growlers and it was $10 tickets and I was in fucking Gatlinburg.
No,
I was so
look.
fucking mad.
Boo.
I'm really upset about it.
Boo. Well, yeah, man, you should come out to the shows. I think
Yeah, I'll come hang
I
out.
think that the city's actually gonna fucking explosivo after this COVID shit reverses, man. Like,
I keep waiting on concerts to come out. That's the one thing. I cannot wait to go to another concert. The last concert that I went to was actually this Strokes concert that was out in New York, and it's been a year since I've been to a concert. I'm like, fuck, man.
I met Julian Casablancas in like 2001, right after 9/11.
Holy shit.
Right after they had to pull that album because it had
The
that
New York City Cops.
Yeah.
who was Julian Casablanca?
He's the
the
lead
singer
singer
of
of the
the
Strokes.
Strokes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like the Jesus figure of all like Strokes fans and stuff like that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I've heard of that band. I've just never listened to them or heard of it.
They got a great formula,
They
but
do.
it is just a formula.
What's the formula? Let's hear it. If
Like,
it's
I
successful,
don't know.
let's hear it.
There's different arguments, because people say that
Hold on,
like
Dylan, I wanna
each
hear the
album
formula.
is a different formula. But go ahead.
It's like a listenable Ramones. It's like a lot of like dingy high notes and repetition that you can get used to. It's basically, I think, I love the Strokes, but there's a lot of just like stuff that you can kind of ambiently listen to that kind of gets registered and logged in permanently.
Yeah. No, I agree. So that's actually why I kind of got into them. I only started getting into them like 2 years ago because my girlfriend got me into them. I hadn't really heard about them until 2 years ago.
You're saying?
And do what?
You're saying that they're purposely like trying to hypnotize you?
Essentially, it's like this thing where you don't recognize what the song is actually doing to your subconscious until you listen to it like 5 times, and then it's like all of a sudden it hits you in like 4 different ways.
But isn't that all music though?
The Strokes do it differently, man.
Yeah, some things pop out, and some things like you hear it and you know it's a formula. You know what I mean? Like it's a very. I don't even know. I don't really know how to describe it beyond that.
It's like Julian will like write like diary entries or something like that, and then like he'll jam out with I can't think of his fucking name, the lead guitarist or whatever, Hammond, what's his name? He'll jam out with the lead guitarist, and then they'll just kind of like come up with like extra lines as they come in, and they don't necessarily like whereas most music has like a cohesive thought, the Strokes have a cohesive theme that the thoughts kind of like put together in puzzle pieces rather than it actually being like this is what I'm saying and you're gonna get it now.
Damn, bro, you're a fan.
That was deep. Yeah.
Only like the past 2 years, to be honest. I'm
So you're still with this girl then?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
okay. That's obvious.
She's got me fucking deep into the Strokes. Trust me, yeah.
That's 700 days, bro. That's a lot of
Dude, bro, we spent fucking $600 on each ticket to get floor seats for the Strokes.
wow.
Okay, so the night I saw him, we were both doing that thing. We're at the Stone Pony. Beers are like $8-9, obviously. I run back to the bar and I get 2 beers. I'm doing that thing where I'm going sideways through the crowd with the beers like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The eagle wing.
Yeah.
Trying to cut the crowd. Go.
And
I hate
I
that.
have this awkward moment where I see the other guy coming, and then we like kind of just pushed our bodies back and just kind of bumped crotches. Right? And that dude. That dude was Julian Casablancas.
No way.
Technically I bumped crotches with
Oh,
the lead singer of the Strokes.
Okay, hang on. That's the title of this podcast. Is I bump crotches with Julian Casablancas.
Okay, yeah.
Casablancas. Sorry.
And then
I'm gonna get yelled at if I say Casablancas.
It was a great show. He got drunk. He fell off the stage that night.
Hell
It was early.
I was pre him going sober. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it was early in being a rock star,
Right,
which I think is
right.
when you want to see any artist, like
Right.
in that first 2-year window.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Oh boy,
I feel the same way about Luke Combs.
Here he comes. That country singer. Oh, what's crazy about Casablancas though is that John Mulaney, that there was an SNL show that happened recently.
Boo,
that
John Mulaney, boo.
John Mulaney's fucking awesome, man. Fuck you being a hater. Anyway, he's in rehab right now, and I'm pretty sure the reason he's in rehab is because he probably got some coke from fucking Julian Casablancas' trench coat.
Okay.
Casablancas.
I think the stroke. I think these high notes that they do, the Chili Peppers do them too. I don't know how familiar you are with the Chili Peppers, but they did a ding 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 up here.
Yeah.
And I think that's very soothing to a cocained mind. I think that high.
I could see that.
That's
Yeah,
why
because
techno-
it's kind of like a bipolar thing, where it should be high energy, but it's really just kind of soft.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's why that techno stuff has all those high notes, those really quick high notes.
I want to clear it up
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
can
not
see
a
that.
hater of John Mulaney. I just hate that people love him so much.
That's the definition of being a hater.
I love his comedy. He's a very good stand-up comic, and I love the fact that he's still maintaining the professionalism of wearing a suit. I like 9 out of 10 things about John Mulaney. I just hate. Look, my roommate in college knew her name was Erin Garvey. I'm gonna shout her out right now. Right, she's a suburban white girl from Nashville. Grew up upper middle class. Okay, and she saw my struggles as a new starting stand-up comic. You know what I'm saying? Starting my own room, coming to the rooms, coming to the shows, seeing me grow. Right, that's my first 1 to 5 years. She was my roommate for 3 of those years. Okay, now. At the end of those 5 years, we move away. She calls me, says, "John, like I know you like you're a stand-up or whatever, but have you heard of John Mulaney? Like he's amazing." Like, I was like, "What do you say? Have I heard of John? We watched John Mulaney in the house before. Like anytime a special came out, I'd have to sit down and be like, okay, I'm a student of the game. I got to know what's going on, right? And like I would begrudgingly say it's good." And then she wasn't there for that clearly, but she was like, "He's amazing. He's oh my god, blah blah blah." I just hate how people love him so much. Like my mom likes John Mulaney. John Mulaney and Trevor Noah are my mom's favorite comedians right now. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
I feel like
Mom?
when I was dating, it was John Mulaney.
You ever gone on a date and you tell somebody you do comedy and they're like, who do you like? They're like, Jeff Dunham. And you're like, oh, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
The Patrice documentary came out.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
even want to spoil it for me or anybody else, but it came out last night. I'm probably going to put that on tonight.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it today too. Cool.
Is it on Netflix or something? Or?
I think it came out on Comedy Central, and they're doing a thing where like you have to join and get the app, and then forget to cancel your subscription type of thing. So, but I'm excited to watch that. I think he was the guy.
Oh yeah, he had the he had all the noble tenets of a comedian should have. You know, like don't quit the joke, don't be stronger than the audience, all that kind of thing.
And he predicted like everything that's going on now. Like
I
he
feel
had
ignorant
like
as fuck. Who the fuck is Patrice?
Patrice
O'Neal?
O'Neal?
Yeah, no, tell me.
Oh shit.
Who goes first here?
Go ahead.
So what you just did about the strokes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, first off, Patrice O'Neal sounds like a white guy from Boston, but he's not. He's a black guy from New York. So that's the first thing that's going to surprise you.
But well, he got his rock. He got his like his belts in Boston. He's a Boston comic.
Okay, he came up through Boston, but then he was but he was a cellar guy in New York and all that stuff, and like fabled.
Okay.
And he put out a couple albums, and then he died in a premature death.
Yeah, he was a little overweight. I think he had like heart issues or whatever.
It's kind of like Ralphie May, 27 Club type people.
Well, no, he's not that big. But I'll tell you this: Patrice O'Neal is so hard body. He was, I guess, not welcome in a lot of clubs anymore where he was performing, and he left and went to the UK and performed there for a while. Got better as a stand-up, came back, and like right when he's on his way up, he had a super good special on Comedy Central called Elephant in the Room.
Right.
That's fucking Don Fuego. And I think he died like 2 years later.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he
Like 2011, 2012.
he did a few of the roasts, the Comedy Central roast.
Oh,
he had
yeah,
some of the
yeah.
best stuff. He had some of the best jokes.
Okay.
He was a mainstay on Opie and Anthony, which was the radio show in New York that went to satellite.
Okay.
And like you can just Google Opie and Anthony Patrice and lose. I mean, there's probably
tens of thousands.
he was probably on over 100 days for 3 hours plus. So this material is out there and it passes the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And like there's just like watching him argue with people like on YouTube.
he had a he had a thing for a little while called Black Phillip, where he
Beige Phillip.
Beige Phillip.
Beige Phillip.
Oh, word.
Or maybe both. Maybe there was black and beige.
Beige Phillip is somebody else, I think. But I think Black Phillip was this thing where he was trying to be like a love doctor for people, like Dr. Phil, but he's Black Phillip.
He broke things down on that show.
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty.
Dante Nero was Beige Phillip then?
I think Dante Nero is the big bouncer dude.
Yeah.
I've seen him before one time. But
Yeah, I got to run upstairs real quick if you...
yeah, pause. Okay.
Do your thing.
Don't forget the headphones. There you go.
Are we good? You want to go ahead and move on to the next topic real quick?
Yeah. So
Fuck it. Jackson want to talk about Ted Cruz?
I don't know.
Where'd you put it? Call it?
I think the Ted Cruz thing is not really as egregious as everyone says it is. I know, I know he just did some really what's the shit called? Hypocritical things.
I say, give us the details, because all I know is that he went to Cancun and then he blamed his daughters, from what SNL told me.
So basically Texas got hit by the snowstorm. Ted Cruz said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Right.
Which he's a man of means. He can do that. Like, why would you not? The thing is that fucking he was shitting on other people for doing hypocritical things, and then he did it. If he wouldn't have opened his mouth about everybody else doing all the shit that they do,
Right.
then it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
I think he was one of the ones that was yelling at Gavin Newsom, that whole California thing, right?
Yeah, and his response was a bullshit response. It was I wanted to like help my daughter out and relax, so I took her on a family vacation.
Just say you wanted to escape, dog.
Just say like, dog, I got the fuck out the snow. Like that's all you got to. Because once you own it, then nobody cares.
Tell
No,
the
you did.
truth.
I was gonna say,
and-
tell that to all the people suffering from ERCOT right now. You know, like everyone that
But he
it's like
can't-
has
but-
no water or anything.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not like he had any control of any of those actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't mean they're not gonna blame him. I'd still blame the mayor if we had all this shit fucked up.
It's not the mayor though.
What do you mean?
Like if I didn't have water in my house, I'd be yelling at Strickland. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't make a lot of sense because I should be yelling at MLGW, but I'd be pissed off at the leader. You know?
Yeah, but that would be MLG and W CEO
Right. I'm just saying. I'd be yelling
and city
at the mayor.
council.
Yeah, why
Right.
is folks
City
mad
council
at, folks mad at
deals
Ted
with-
folks mad at Ted Cruz because he got the fuck out of Dodge and he was a pussy about it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He should have just said
Should have manned up and stayed there.
Or just owned going to the fucking beach. When
Yeah,
it
it's one
snows
or the
out.
other.
Like if you can
Don't
fucking
fly to
afford a
Mexico.
vacation, fucking take the vacation.
maybe he just timed it perfectly. Like
No,
did an ice storm hit and then he left, or did he leave like the day before it hit?
Look, there's a good PR opportunity if he had said, "Look, we planned this vacation a year ago. We're just sticking with the same plans that we had for a year or whatever. It was her birthday or whatever. It's
I mean,
fine. Like
was it
you
her
could say
birthday?
all that.
Yeah, I mean, look, he could have,
But he didn't.
Yeah, he could have did anything, but he fucking lied on his daughter.
Even if he didn't lie, it doesn't matter.
Just say he got the fuck out of Dodge.
Shifted blame, man. Fuck that shit.
That's no bueno.
The governor of New Jersey did something similar where in COVID he shut down all the beaches and then he would.
Oh, and he
got-
went to Mexico.
He got caught photographed on the beach in Jersey that he shut down.
Oh, for real?
No
Yeah.
way. Private party.
Like sunbathing.
Yeah, and he's a big fat guy too.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so
hilarious.
he
Hard to
was-
hide.
He did that fat guy thing where he's
Wearing a shirt.
wearing a t-shirt at the beach. Yeah.
You fucking.
I was kind of hoping he was like shirtless with like, the little thing on his nose.
Oh,
the white
that
thing.
lifeguard paint.
Yeah. You know, it's just like a beached whale, just kind of like reflecting off of him everywhere.
No, it was just him, his family in a very unhappy beach chair.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
I don't see how. I think because people feel like they are in power, and they might be, but they feel like they're invincible to the eyes of many. Like a person.
Or
with-
to think that, or you do it without thinking, like, just like we would make decisions in our daily lives,
Yeah.
like if we took a vacation, we wouldn't think about like, what are our friends going to think when we take this vacation?
No. Well,
You
you're
know?
not worrying about optics every time that you make a decision. you know?
Yeah.
This is true, but also, if I wanted to go the fuck outside at the beach, I wouldn't shut down the beaches. You feel what I'm saying? Like this one or the other. I want to go to the beach, so as a selfish decision, the beaches are open. If you want to go to the beach, try to be 6 feet. Blah blah blah. He could have done anything else.
Yeah.
If he wanted to go to the beach, just be real. Just be like keeping the beaches
But
open.
I feel like it just shows like all these people that like are going after these spots. It's like, who are these people? They're the most selfish people.
Oh, it's slimy.
But how long before you go from like new employee to like, I've been here for a year, I'm going to come back 15 minutes after lunch? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long before you start taking liberties with everything at a job you're at? Because for me, it's not that long.
Yeah,
You know?
I get what you're saying.
If
Like,
you know you're in a privileged position, you might as well take advantage of the privilege.
Yeah, or it's seniority, if you got seniority, stuff like that. So I don't blame. I mean, I don't love that these guys doing it. I don't really like, feel.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
do you feel like you would do it?
Yeah.
But you would not own up to doing it.
Oh no, I would own up to doing
That's
it.
what I'm
but,
saying. That's where the problem
I would definitely
is.
just be like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's cold.
Look,
I'm leaving.
anyone could have been like the governor of Florida and been like, "Yo, I ain't shutting shit down." Or there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum. If the governor of New Jersey wanted to be on the beach,
Right.
he could have just said the beaches are open.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know what I mean? But it's like that's not you're talking about like throwing power around and taking personal liberties. Like if I'm taking personal liberties, yeah, I'm gonna take paid days and go to Cancun and not tell anybody about it. That's different from me shutting the fucking beaches down. That's a public resource. You know what I mean?
Like, what do you think his thought process was behind that?
He was trying to toe the fucking line, man. He was just trying to do what everybody else.
What do you mean by toe the fucking line?
I mean, what I mean by that is like there are a public sentiment. There is a public sentiment that if you don't do as much as you can to protect the people from corona or protect the people from themselves from corona, then you're a bad leader, right? So people were initially making fun of who's his name, DeSantis in Florida, right? They're making fun of him, but his state is just fine. They're making fun of, and then they're saying good job to Gavin Newsom, right, in California. But now look at
Now they're trying to recall him.
They're trying to recall him because all the fuck shit that he did to harm his own people, the businesses they ran,
and then being at that dinner, and
then doing hypocritical shit. You know what I'm saying?
His own winery.
They're
Dude, I mean, to your point, the irony of that is that they both, Florida and California, have similar trajectories throughout the entire pandemic. So they've essentially hit the same milestones every single level
without the draconian measures in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's my fucking point, man.
It's interesting.
It's like, and it's beyond interesting. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. Do you know why? Because you can't jerk people around that long.
I will say to throw a wrench into it, like that there is one line of distinction that they don't really mention a lot, is that it's per 100,000 people, right? So
I'm not talking about the numbers. I'm talking about the recalling leadership, right?
Oh yeah. For sure, leadership should be yelled at.
So
it's
like you can't go outside and just blatantly smack somebody in the face over and over again. Right?
Maybe you can in Florida. I've heard some weird stories in Florida, man.
Yo, I know
people eating faces off in Florida, man.
That happens, bro. Everything that can happen will happen in Florida.
Not in California though. It's two different mentalities. So again, that's why it's even more weird. You know?
Nah, it's not weird, Dylan. What I'm saying is that there are people in this world who try to take liberties with the power that they have. And there are people who do the right thing and let the folks run wild. And I feel like right now we're seeing the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in the pudding.
Well, the proof is that neither made a difference.
But for a lot,
it did.
If you think about it, though, all the snowbirds go down to Florida, so it's an older population, so they should have done like even worse,
right?
By that metric of who's dying from the damn thing,
right?
But they say it all seems to be equal. I don't think anything. I don't think
anything
matters.
If it's equal by the pandemic numbers, right? Then we know that these measures affected the businesses more, right? People were affected not by corona, but economically, fiscally, and socially through the measures of the government, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
The key points, the death rates were the same per 100,000. I thought that was super. I was just I'm trying to come to grips with that in my brain.
Because locking people in houses don't fucking work. Let people go and go to the restaurants, my nigga. You hear what I'm saying? It is that easy. And I hate to be like my boy Draco from Rocky, right? But if he dies, he dies, right? Didn't your pops get it? Mm-hmm. My pops got it. Didn't your auntie or something get it? Your auntie got it and she's fine.
Yep,
bro.
You had it?
I got it. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Your girl had it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Corona's real, but it's a little bullshit.
I don't think it's bullshit. I think that's
the response to it is irresponsible. At this point, is irresponsible.
What scares me is I don't think it's ever going to stop. I mean, you look at 9/11 happened one time. We're still showing up at the airport 18 hours early, taking off our shoes, running through sniffer machines and x-rays. Once you create the infrastructure for that, and once you for that tragedy infrastructure, they're really not quick to roll it back.
I'm just waiting on a war on coronavirus, man.
Something's like that's gonna happen. There's gonna be checkpoint. There's probably gonna be some kind of a checkpoint for vaccines and stuff like that. Definitely country to country, but maybe state to state.
They've already started that actually.
Yeah, dude.
The vaccine passport.
The vaccine passport, and I'm saying this right. Yes, yeah, and I'm not joking, bro. I will be on the forefront of the black market on that, dog. I'm vaccine passports, 10 racks right now. Your boy John Miller. I got a lamination machine and a printer.
I wonder what's gonna be worse time, that or like forging $100 bill.
Bro, what if I'm on just the first 6 months wave, get my money and get out and don't flaunt it? That's all it is. People who flaunt it lose.
All right, GameStop. All right.
People who flaunt it lose.
You think it's gonna be paper, man? It's gonna be
digital.
It's gonna be a microchip, right?
It's not gonna be a microchip, bro. They can't do that. It's too invasive. And if it is, I ain't getting it.
They're going to
not
normalize
microchip.
it. They're going to normalize microchips. And I think they're going to go.
There's already one in our fucking credit card, bro.
There's already one in the credit
And
card.
the
yeah.
dogs.
Cell phones.
But
too,
they
yeah.
know, and I think they're going to normalize it like by keeping security on your kids, like so your kid doesn't get abducted. That'll be the first wave of how they're going to soften you to the idea of having a microchip.
I don't know. People don't want to do shit to their kids though.
Yeah, but if you're talking a little tiny thing in the wrist, I don't know,
not
man.
Americans. Like maybe out in Europe, you can go to Sweden and they'll be pushing their kids with all kinds of shit. You know,
We'll see if I'm right. You know?
I mean, I hope you're not.
Yeah, look.
I will say
actually-
here in Tennessee, people aren't going to be putting fucking microchips in their kids. The Bible Belt is not.
Maybe
gonna
Yeah,
do
but I mean, you're talking about how many years down the road?
Time will tell.
I'm talking about
Even
like
25.
they might come in from like a chip that can monitor like your blood sugar for diabetes.
for sure.
And then it's just gonna
the
kind
little
of
pack they have.
Oh
there.
wait, they do have
Yeah.
that.
they have
Yeah.
stuff like, and it's just gonna
Yeah.
slowly expand off of that idea. That's how I would see the rollout.
You know, I have thought about this being a thing where like if you had like a nutritional program, you got like one of those like diabetic monitors or something like that, and you got like someone to be able to text you every time like you're not getting enough protein or you're not getting enough carbohydrates or something like that. But that would be the next step to doing that, to monitoring your biometrics.
My
you know?
G's, my G's. Let me ask y'all this right now. Now, besides on some dystopian Matrix type future, what's the real like cash benefit of tagging people like animals? Like everything comes down to money to me. You know what I'm saying?
It would be information.
Oh, just data, selling
Yeah,
data.
that's what it would just be.
But we do that already with the cell phones. And
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's they basically already have us microchipped,
yeah.
right? It's just externally.
I mean, yeah, you have node to node. Like
It's normal.
information.
They
Yeah.
normalized it.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think as the economy transitions to more, self-driven cars and more stuff like that, they're gonna want more control. They don't, and I don't want to sound like a crazy conspiracy.
It's not crazy, bro.
I want to
Crazy
sound like
person,
I
right?
want to sound like a medium conspiracy theorist. But like, I think as we transition, if they're talking about, I don't know, man. I don't know why people want power. That's the fundamental question. Is people,
I want power.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would not do this. Okay, like if I was gonna be an evil genius, I would not go the microchip, the populist route. You know,
So
what I mean?
if you
Like,
wanted to implement the mark of the beast, how would you do it?
I think he would have them choose it. Have people be ostracized for not having one. Kind of like the iPhone. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Now, I would argue we already have it with like stuff like the Social Security.
Social
You know?
security card.
Like,
you're born into it.
You literally don't have a choice.
Born
you know?
into this, living through this.
Yeah. And even then, like your finances, your ability to travel, everything is linked directly to your government number. You know.
But you also said you want power, but you're thinking about power like I'm thinking about a new car. Like I was excited to get a Kia Soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not a Bentley. That's not a Mercedes. Like to me, that feels like a new car. And the people at Power who we're talking about, they've had power for generations, and billions of dollars of power. So they're what it takes to get them off power wise.
Right.
Very different than what everybody in this room feels.
You're right. You're
yeah.
right. Right now I'm powerless, and I desire power. Right. So I'm
Right.
like I'm nuevo rich. Right. I'm not even rich yet.
Okay.
So it's like at first I gotta get new rich, get bored of it, and then desire power, and then have new power. Right. If I was gonna find a way to vie for power, it would be like ecological. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want to control water or air or some sort of mineral. Like if I can control,
you want to get into MLGW?
that is not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, Dylan. Because if you control a million plus people's light, gas, and water,
That's what I'm saying is like, it's kind of crazy how like just the timeline of events that we've seen the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. Like it started like mask, now it's restaurants have all these restrictions, and then it's like 1 6-inch ice storm or snowstorm, and now like you have to ration the water, and like we get less water.
Well, I think that's different because like the flow
Like
of
I don't
water
want to
is
say
wrong.
and like shit on like be crazy and say that's connected, but like What are the odds that that's not connected?
I don't think it's connected. Just
I think
because
it's an
there's a lot of
infrastructure.
pipes bursting.
Yeah, I think it's an infrastructure thing.
I know how plumbing works. I get it.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I
you
know
work
how
on this
plumbing
shit,
works,
yeah.
but I'm just like, it is kind of crazy that like there's a couple of people that make the decisions and have all like, you know what I'm saying?
I would say what's the timing is crazy is maybe not the pandemic to ice storm timing, but the pandemic starting and stopping, because there's been a lot of stuff that's happened tech wise, like financial wise, that's happened in the last couple years. That's kind of been made easier because of Corona. You know what I mean? Like,
No, what do you mean?
The like KYC, know your customer laws, right? Like there are a lot of things that changed for you, the average like banking customer here in America, under laws aiming to protect the consumer. Now you're kind of restricted on doing certain things. You know what I mean? There have been what it seems to me, everyone's talking about the infrastructure. Folks have been talking about it for forever, you know, and now this ice storm and Corona has been, like, people have been sitting on their ass not working for a while, and we are now looking at every single chink in America's armor, and everybody else saw or seeing it too, right? Like the election happened, we were easily manipulated through social media, you know,
Well, more often than
our
not,
food
it's
supply
just
lines,
everyone's at home,
bro.
you
Our
know?
food supply lines are like, a lot of things are more vulnerable than we think they are.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's really
everything is
easy to see things as conspiracy, but really it's just taking advantage of a tragedy a lot
That
of the
too.
time. You know
That
what I
too.
mean? Sometimes I think these people got backup plans so that when a tragedy happens, they got 2 or 3 avenues to success, you know, no matter what. And then in retrospect, maybe even that retrospect is 2 months, you're like, oh, they planned that.
Well, see, that's why that Texas thing freaks me out right now, because again, you have 4 different modes of getting electricity to all your customers, and all of them fail. And the one thing that you blame is the green energy, and it only does 20% of the entire grid or something.
Oh, bro, that was the
That's the first thing that he said.
yeah, it was the spot price. They said that it was illegal for the power companies in Texas to charge over a certain amount of what they can charge their customers for electricity. And then when they got the emergency provision to spike the pricing, right? Like people that could get power started to get power, and they were charged out the ass.
Really?
Yeah, because it's
I wouldn't even talk about pricing. I was just talking about straight up getting power or not getting power.
right. It's because of they shut it down. Like the reason why they shut it
Equipment
down.
was failing because it was cold.
They say that's a part of the reason, but another part of the reason was, okay, we have the means and ways to get electricity to you, but they shut it down because it was going to cost the power companies way more money to get the power to the consumer than they're being charged for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And that makes sense because MLG&W ran it. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
About me getting power on at houses. Is MLG&W, they weren't allowed an increase in rate for
10 years.
10 years. So
And at the same time, they're having to retrofit all this shit with smart meters and shit too.
yeah, and it's like they don't. And then the city council told them they had to de-staff 30%, or they had to lay off 30%. They let them have the price increase, but they made them lay off 30%
With the workforce? Why?
of the work. Who fucking knows?
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Cut the budget, maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't.
I'm
But
just,
that's
I'm
what
just saying,
happened.
for
And that's
all
why
of
you
those
see-
things to fail all at once, it's hard to not believe that it was some kind of coordinated effort, you know?
Conspiracy fact, my nigga.
Right.
Well, I was in Jersey through Hurricane Sandy, the whole roller coaster in the ocean picture that you saw. That was 15 minutes from my house.
Did you see it?
The roller coaster in the ocean?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Oh, swag,
It was
yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Like, fuck a picture, you was there.
I was working with this dude, and he ran because the whole boardwalk was ripped up, and he was attaching these little what they call hurricane strips to the bottom of the boardwalk, and they finally ran the whole new boardwalk. And he was telling me, he's like, I got to that last beam and I was so happy, and then 2 weeks after that, the boardwalk caught fire and half of it was destroyed all over again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, yeah. But in the wake of Hurricane Sandy, man, everything changed in Jersey. There was people who were snapping up houses with money. There was people out that morning after, picking up high-end cars that they would not get reported as flooded and stuff like that. There was like a bunch of people running scams like that next day. So,
So like you said, they got 3 different avenues of plans to go.
Yeah.
If you have the cash to deploy and you're either smart enough or or cutthroat enough, you can get something going. Like in Texas right now, like I was saying before the podcast, like independent insurance adjusters down there are going to be raking it in. Like,
man.
You can make like
CAT adjusting.
make 30, 40 racks in a deployment, and that's like a week or so. You know?
Yeah, for real.
Is that what they call it, a deployment?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've
You
done a couple of
parachute in
things.
with a calculator and
Notepad.
I'd totally
Tucked
do that
in
shit.
shirt.
Hell yeah.
Hi, my name is John. I'm here to adjust your insurance. Tell me what's wrong, man. Oh yeah, okay.
No, and
Your roof's fucked.
Yeah.
from what I
a tree in
understand, a lot of those like work orders that they write up and stuff like that for like catastrophe damages, like you'll do an entire block and you'll say, okay, this entire block has like 15 houses and all 15 houses are totaled, and they'll give you like a generic figure for each of the houses, and that's it. Like you can go in and individually adjust every single fucking light fixture in the entire house, but for specific
zoned
stuff like
out.
that, you just throw it all out. And again, like you said, that's like fucking 10 grand.
Yeah, it's a good hustle, man. I was
know?
thinking about going and doing it, man.
You gotta, I think it's like $1,400 or something like that for you to like take the tests and stuff like that. Because I've looked into it a bunch of times.
They got provisions right now to make it easy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thinking about doing it, dog.
Fuck, that's the hustle.
Yeah.
Well, we're at about an hour and 11 minutes. Do you guys want to go ahead and cut it here?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Andrew Lawson, can you give the people your socials and your projects one more time?
If you want to get a hold of me, just go Andy_High Roller on Instagram.
Okay.
It's pretty much just, and no, it is all just pictures of Bloody Mary and sushi.
yeah.
That's a good starting point to get a hold of everything else.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, cool. This
Well,
has
this
been the Triple Barrel.
Yeah, one more fucking time. Blam,
Thank
blam.